I know I love this story. There was one of, I'm not going to say who this was, but we're having this little meeting, okay, in Italy. And I go, now you got your 10 in, right, for the month? He goes, oh, no, I only got 4. I said, what do you mean you only got 4? You got to make sure that your group sees that you're doing 10 so that they get the idea that it's important to get 10 so that they get 10 so their people gets 10. He says, I know, but you know, I don't want to say this. I don't want to say this. But you know, when I kind of go to the meetings, I got this problem. I mean, I'm kind of like this. I don't want to say that I'm you. He's been real careful about this, okay? I don't want to say I'm you, but when I come to the meetings, it's like I get mobbed, man. There's 200 or 300 people around the room, and they want my autographs, and they're signing their pictures, and all this kind of stuff, and I just don't have time to get 10. I said, I understand. I understand that you're popular. This is real important, okay? And I understand that everybody's crazy for you at the meetings, okay? And I understand when you're there, everybody's, he's in the room and stuff like that. I said, could you imagine if all these 400 people that you're talking to me about right now that needed your picture and your autograph and your sign and all this stuff, if you were to say to them, could you imagine this? Excuse me, everybody, just for 10 minutes. I love you. I want to sign your autographs. I want to be here. I'll stay here. But you see those 10 people right over there? I got to go sign those people up first because that's how I'm getting rich. And he went out and he's going to be doing and he's doing incredible business since then. But that's the point. Could you imagine the best training that you could do for those 400 people? Would be to go do what you're supposed to do. And when you do what you're supposed to do, your people do what they're supposed to do. And when your people do what they're supposed to do, you make more money. So I know this is a very simple concept. All you got to do is get in the frame of mind and get started. That's the hardest part. From where you guys are at, the comfortability of where you're at, the schedules that are going on, the family things and all that. I understand all that. The hardest part is getting back to where you were at a certain point, where you had to do these things to make enough money. And I'm telling you, all you guys, I'm telling you right now, if we had this entire room do this for 4 lousy months, 4 lousy months, we've never hit this 2.1 billion. We'd sail right to $3 billion overnight. It would be amazing. Yeah. It would be amazing. I told this concept to everybody in Japan back at the beginning of the year, and nobody was buying it. Nobody was buying it. I said, now listen here, I'm telling you guys, if you don't keep doing what you're supposed to be doing, it's got to flatten out, and at some point, it's even going to start going down. But nobody was paying attention because they had had this momentum going for 5 straight years where every single month their check's going up and going up and up and up, and they figure, hey, the heck with everything, it's just going to keep going up. And it wasn't until November when I came back, and it had been pretty much flat, not completely flat for most of the year, that I did the same presentation, okay? I did the same presentation in November that I did back at the beginning of the year. The only difference was everybody was in the frame of mind of listening to me again because it had been flat all year long. And everybody just said, you know what, all we got to do is go back to work and do what he's saying, and it'll be unbelievable in Japan again. It's got nothing to do with the economy. It's got nothing to do with the lousy things that everybody's talking about. It means work, get more money. And that's what Japan did. Everybody just went back to one month of going crazy and having everybody sponsor again. 10 million more that next month. 18 million the next month. And I'm proud of what happened in Japan. So now I'm saying, listen, we had a situation here in America, we were number 1. A number of months back, Japan beat us. Then about, I think it was March of this year, we started beating Japan. Don't get too excited. Now Japan is beating America again. Yes, now Japan is beating America again. Are you guys going to stand for that? Are us Americans going to stand for that? Well, then let's go for the next 4 months, okay? And show them what can happen in America. Come on. A little friendly competition's never bad, yeah. Doesn't this make sense? Go like this. Right? Okay, we've got lots of things here to cover here today. I just want to this is the nuts and bolts, what I just showed you. I was trying to think here, you know, what has been the major thing for Mark Hughes, okay? And, you know, my guy said, you know, put something on him, man. Put something seriously out there. And I tried to think to myself, what has been the very biggest thing in the world, okay, that's really made Mark Hughes move, okay? And I would say that the number one thing that has made Mark Hughes what he is, who he is, and what he continues to be, and what he's going to continue being, okay, is my complete passion for helping people. Seriously. I just love it. I just absolutely love it. Now, a lot of you have heard about the overdose of my mom, okay, and that was certainly a serious driving force for me wanting to help people lose weight, okay, but a lot of it also has to do with my upbringing, okay. My mom was in a serious situation when I grew up. I had a stepfather that was, not going to get into too many details about it or I'd be lying on the couch over here, okay, but was a very mean person, okay, very mean to me, very mean to my mom. She was treated in a very horrible way as we were growing up. And from a very early on age, by the time I was about 9, I was taking care of my mom constantly, okay, getting her out of trouble, protecting him from the bad person that was in the house. And I was made to stay home at school many times to make sure that the house was clean and the cooking was done and everything was straightened out, and protecting her from him to make sure that she wasn't going to get hurt and stuff like that. And so I think a lot of my instincts just from the time I was a small kid has been to want to help people, okay? And a lot of it came, you know, from the time I was 9 to then her having a drug overdose. And it just drives me, okay, to want to have the passion for people to lose weight, having my passion of wanting people to be able to be financially free. And that goes deep inside of me, okay, very deep inside of me. And it started when I was a small kid, and it's what drives me today. And it's the number one thing that keeps me going. And I think a lot of people feel that passion. You know, so many times people say to me, man, I met the guy for 2 minutes, you know, up on the stage. I feel like I've known him for the last 14 years. And I got a lot of that from my grandfather. My grandfather was that kind of guy. And he was a wonderful man, the greatest man that ever walked on the face of the earth. And he was the kind of guy that would put his arms around you the minute he met you. And he was unbelievable. And I get that from him, and I think a lot of people feel that from me when they meet Mark Hughes. But if you can pick up any of that passion, okay, you'll move mountains. Be unbelievable things that you can do. I mean, where I've come from and the area that I grew up in and what's happened in my life has been amazing. And what's going to happen in the future for me and what's going to be the future for you guys is going to be absolutely, truly incredible is what's going to happen for all of us, okay? And if you pick up the passion like me, it's going to just be overwhelming. The passion for the products. But it's not just what the products, it's what the products do for people, okay? And it's the marketing plan of the century, but it's not the marketing plan. It's what the marketing plan do for people, okay? And if you can have the passion for the products and the people, okay, and you can have the passion for the people, I'm telling you something, it'll be unbelievable. If you care about your people, okay, anywhere near the way I care about all you guys, okay, it would be unbelievable. You know, sometimes, you know, it really bothers me when sometimes people say, you know, that they're looking at the marketing plan and they're getting upset because some of their people are moving up and they're thinking, oh my goodness, I'm going to get cut off because one of my guys is getting up here to the top. That's bad thinking. That's bad thinking. There's some kind of myth that goes on about multi-level, which is stupid, okay? Somebody gets you the pitch, okay, that here you sign up one person, you retire forever.